We're back at the Magentano Palace, and things are heating up. It's time for a legal showdown. Queen Alicia has summoned everyone to settle the bridge dispute once and for all. First up for the mic is Victor, the head of the Builders Guild. And man, this guy's salty. He argues that the current bridge has stood for 30 years, with its fancy wedge-shaped columns fighting the Magina River's currents. To him, Lloyd's new project isn't just unnecessary. It's a clear insult to the guild and the queen herself. But Lloyd, he doesn't blink. He just stands there knowing the truth. That bridge is a ticking time bomb. Why is Lloyd so sure? Because he's got the ultimate cheat code. He remembers a key scene from the original novel, The Night of Blood and Iron. During a massive storm, the royal army and the rebels are supposed to face off at this very river, but the bridge collapses, leading to a bloody stalemate. Lloyd knows the tragedy is coming, but he can't exactly tell the queen. Hey, I read about this in a book back in Korea. He needs a different strategy. When it's finally Lloyd's turn to speak, he doesn't talk about engineering. Instead, he goes straight for the jugular. He looks at the official standing next to Victor and asks with the driest sarcasm ever. So, how much did they pay you? The official absolutely loses it. He starts screaming about disrespect and royal dignity, but his over-the-top reaction is all the proof Lloyd needs. As Lloyd thinks to himself, any Korean knows how this game works. It's the classic shady deal between businessmen and politicians to monopolize the budget. Lloyd just called out the corruption in front of the entire court. But just as Lloyd thinks he's winning, the atmosphere gets ice cold. Queen Alicia speaks up, and she doesn't sound happy. Lloyd Frontera, I thought you were a clever man, but you've made a grave mistake. Gulp. You can almost hear Lloyd's heart skip a beat, and he pushes luck too far. Witty miss. The master's schemes might have finally met his match in the queen. The queen isn't playing around. She declares that Lloyd's mistake was accusing royal officials without a shred of proof. And the punishment? Death. Before Lloyd can even explain himself, he's tied up and forced to his knees. An executioner looms over him, axe ready to swing. Queen Alicia looks down and tells him that by lying about her vassals being bribed, he has insulted the crown itself. She claims his execution is the only way to restore her honor. In the corner, Javier is paralyzed. He knows he stands no chance against the queen or Sir Kyle. They're on a completely different level of power, but he can't just watch his master die. His hand is already on the hill to the sword. He's ready to commit treason if it means saving Lloyd's neck. The queen asks for his final words. Any normal person would be begging for mercy, crying, or peeing their pants. But Lloyd, he looks the queen dead in the eye and says, "Exterminate the guilty ones, entire bloodline." Wait, what? Even the queen is taken aback. She turns to the two officials and asks if they agree with Lloyd's terms. Thinking they've already won, the greedy officials smile and agree. Yes, your highness, that is only fair. Javier is seconds away from drawing his sword. But then, the queen's tone changes. She declares, "Now, it's my turn to prove my vassal's innocence." She isn't talking about the officials. She's talking about Lloyd. The two officials freeze. The color drains from their faces as a circle of royal mages surrounds them, preparing a powerful spell. It turns out Lloyd and the queen were playing 4D chess this whole time. While Lloyd is still tied up on the floor, he looks up with that legendary, ecstatic grin of his. He knew exactly what he was doing. He baited the officials into agreeing to a bloodline execution. And now the queen is using magic to drag the truth out of them. The hunter has become the prey, and Lloyd is loving every second of it. Look at that face. It's the face of a man who just won the deadliest bet of his life. Summon the confession spell, the queen commands. The officials are losing their minds, begging her highness to stop, but it's too late. The magic takes hold, dragging every dirty secret out into the open. And there's Lloyd, still tied up on the floor, laughing like a cinematic villain. He didn't just win the argument. He completely destroyed them. Cut to some time later outside the castle. The atmosphere is heavy, and crows are circling over the public square. The two officials who try to frame Lloyd are now tied to wooden poles, exposed for everyone to see. It's a brutal public punishment. Lloyd and Javier stand there, watching the show. Lloyd turns to Javier and says that since their families didn't technically do anything wrong, he asked the queen to show mercy and only punish the two masterminds. Lloyd thinks to himself, I am sis and nice. Yeah, right? Nice is definitely not the word Javier would use. Javier looks at Lloyd and remembers the face he made during the arrest. Lloyd wasn't acting out of justice or righteousness. He was just genuinely annoyed that these worthless punks were delaying his construction schedule. For Lloyd, corruption is bad, but slowing down his bridge, that's an unforgivable sin. With the corruption cleared out, the queen goes all in. she orders every royal worker in the kingdom to the Magina River. And check this out. High wizards are using gravitational magic to make massive stone blocks light as a feather. Thanks to this magical boost, the suspension towers are finished in a flash. But now comes the hardest part, getting the main cables across the river. And Lloyd has a, let's say, unique solution. 𝐵𝐴𝐽, prepare for launch. Lloyd screams, "Fire!" in one of the most insane scenes in the series. 𝐵𝐴𝐽 is literally launched from the top of the tower. He's flying through the air, gripping a giant, heavy cable in his tiny mouth. Thousands of citizens are watching from below, jaws on the floor, as a flying hamster carries the future of the kingdom across the sky. On the other side, 𝐵𝐴𝐽 is ready. He catches 𝐵𝐴𝐽 mid-air, softening the landing, and the first cable is successfully connected. The crowd goes wild. Even Julian is standing there in awe, admitting that his brother is actually incredible. But 𝐵𝐴𝐽 has some praise for Julian, too. This was Julian's first time doing real manual labor, and he didn't complain once. 𝐵𝐴𝐽 remembers when Julian was a kid, crying because his sword was too heavy for him. But now, looking at Julian's new, muscular physique, thanks to Lloyd's brutal training, 𝐵𝐴𝐽 realizes the sword wouldn't be a problem anymore. Lloyd didn't just build a bridge, he built a man. The final stage begins. Hammond is lifting massive bridge sections into place while high wizards use their magic to weld the steel together with pinpoint precision. It's a symphony of sweat, magic, and steel. Finally, the dust settles. Lloyd stands before the finished masterpiece. He spins his trusty shovel with one hand like a warrior, slams it in the ground, and shouts the words we've all been waiting for. Construction complete. And then it happens. The notification we've all been waiting for pops up. Construction complete. For this monumental achievement, Lloyd is awarded a massive bonus of 1,050 RP. His total now sits at a whopping 3,019 RP. Lloyd is officially rich in points. But the Queen has one more surprise. She announces that this bridge will be named after its creators, Lloyd Frontera and his brave knight, 𝐵𝐴𝐽. And the name is 𝐿_𝐵𝐴𝐽. Okay, maybe not the coolest name, but hey, it's a royal honor. To top it off, Sheath officially grants Lloyd the title of Master Builder. In the crowd, the old dwarf 𝐾𝐸𝐽 grumbles. He's the one who built the platform, after all. But even he has to admit, Lloyd is the only one who could have designed something this legendary. Even the grumpiest dwarf in the kingdom now has a spark of respect for our boy. Lloyd is already doing the math in his head. Once the construction money starts pouring in, the family debts will finally be settled. He's one step closer to his ultimate goal, becoming a rich bum who just eats and sleeps all day. But there's one giant hurdle left. Queen Alicia. As she looks at Lloyd, she isn't thinking about a bridge. She's thinking about how to exploit this man for every drop of talent he has. How shall I use him next, she wonders. Lloyd can feel the royal trap closing in. "I refuse," he screams internally. "My dream of doing absolutely nothing is in danger." But the Queen isn't taking no for an answer. She has a request and insists they return to the palace to discuss it immediately. Lloyd isn't going down without a fight. He's already cooking up a plan to escape the Queen's crib while simultaneously solving Julian's academy problem. He calls it Operation Double Kill. Can Lloyd outsmart the Queen and secure his lazy future? Or is he about to become the busiest man in the kingdom? We'll find out in the next chapter. If you enjoyed this recap, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and leave a comment with 𝐿_𝐵𝐴𝐽 to show some love for the best bridge in the world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the palace.